Welcome to Graya Overload. I'm Anthony, and AMD releases Spectre 2 mitigation update. AMD last week released and announced a little bit about their Spectre mitigation and the update on it. Now, this is dating back to the Spectre meltdown stuff that's been going on for a couple months, or not really been going on, but been fixing and constantly being notified of new updates over the last few months. And AMD had a near zero risk on Spectre 2 variant. Spectre 1 was patched through an OS, and meltdown doesn't apply to them because of the architectural differences. Now, AMD has came out and said that Spectre 2 is near zero, but last week they kind of went a little bit further, and they're providing patches for both on the OS side, which Linux has been out, I believe it's been out for a while, while Microsoft's update, that just got pushed out last week through Windows Update. So if you're running 1709, a version of Windows 10, you now have that if you're up to date. And what also comes along with that is that they are also providing a microcode update. So now we're going to have to wait for PC server manufacturers and motherboard providers to actually push that out to all of us. I'm hoping that it gets out here pretty soon, especially for the newer products, but time will only tell. One interesting fact is that they are patching and providing this all the way back to 2011. So we got 7 years worth of processors. So that's Bulldozer. If anybody is keeping track and is going back that far, I know some people that do still use Bulldozer. So I'm hoping that all those motherboard manufacturers actually get out, patch the product, and make it available as well. One thing I'm going to be watching for is manufacturers that do that, because I think that this is now transitioning from an Intel and AMD problem as much as it also is now motherboard and PC and server manufacturers getting that patch out to users. Because manufacturers of the product of AMD and Intel, they can patch their processors all day, but if they're not having the motherboard manufacturers also push out those patches, guess what? We're still vulnerable. So that's going to be the interesting aspect of this going forward. I'm going to be watching it closely, and maybe Intel and AMD have to step in a little bit and say, hey, you guys need to do this. But until I see more, I'm going to kind of watch, see which manufacturers do go back, see which ones go back the farthest. I'm going to try to keep track of that. There's probably people on Reddit that already have this figured out and are already keeping track on this. Maybe I'll look there as well, or websites that have it. But I want to know which manufacturers are willing to patch their products and date back a little while, because those are the manufacturers I probably will put more focus on and probably buy from in the future, because I want to make sure my products going forward, let's say I do reuse computers or give them to somebody, I want to make sure that those computers are still being patched and being used. And it kind of tells me that a manufacturer is committed to their product, especially with motherboards and stuff, that they want to make sure that you guys and everyone out there, the consumers, are getting the best product and keeping up to date, especially with security updates. So with that, I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time to support Graya Overload. I really do appreciate it. Leave your comments in the comment section below. I'll look through them. Let me know what you think about, or if your motherboard is being patched. I think those are interesting to keep track of, and might help even me create a list of manufacturers that do get themselves and get the patches out. So I thank you for watching, and until next time, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching Graya Overload. If you like this content, be sure to subscribe.